who has been. Madam President, we are entering dangerous territory. I want to tell the Honorable Senate, through you, Madam President, this is our Constitution. And no Senator Vieira, no Senator Paul Richards, no independent senator, no government minister, no government senator will avoid us from defending the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And Madam President, may I remind everyone here that under Section 4 of our Constitution, every one of us in this chamber have what is called the fundamental right to enjoy freedom of thought and expression and freedom of conscience. We go to Section 55 of the Constitution, Madam President, and Section 55 of the Constitution makes it very clear that subject to the provisions of this Constitution and to the rules and standing orders regulating the procedure of the Senate and the House of Representatives, there shall be freedom of speech in the Senate and in the House of Representatives. So when we hear and we look at the contents of this motion, it appears to us, Madam President, that the mover of the motion is trying to regulate using conduct as his escape hatch in an effort to telegraph and to advise how opposition should speak, how opposition members should behave, how opposition members could and should conduct themselves. Madam President, this matter arose against the background of Section 36 of the Constitution. And we, as members of the opposition, made it very clear, Madam President, what our position was from the word go. It is clear, Madam President, that something happened, and up to now, not Senator Vieira, not Senator Paul Richards, none of the independent senators so far, along with the government, has addressed the kernel, the real issue. Madam President, something happened that has resulted in this country not having a police commissioner today.
Senator Mark, I have to caution you here at this stage. This matter, the motion that is before this chamber is clear, so that I will not allow you to go outside of what is before us now. Okay? So you are straying from the motion.
Okay. Okay, Madam President. Madam President, let us deal with what the mover of the motion attempted to advance. When we look at the attacks that was leveled against the opposition by Senator Vieira in the Express newspaper of the 22nd of October 2021, and when we looked also at the contribution made by Senator Paul Richards in that same newspaper, or one of those newspapers, both engaged in assaults and attacks on the official opposition. Madam President, the presidential senators, or the senators appointed by the president.
Senator Mark, I understand what we are dealing with here. I'm asking you, though, that you have to, in speaking about your fellow senators, you have to abide by what we do with the standing orders, okay? So, please, it's Senator Vera, it's Senator Richards.
All right, Madam President, I would say that both Senator Vieira and Senator Paul Richards engage in language in their open assaults on the opposition. Senator Vieira today sought to identify each senator by name and to call out what he described as conduct that he considered to be unparliamentary. But we have to be clear on what we are about. The Honorable Senator was in the Electoral College at the material time when all of what was raised and has been raised in his motion occurred. Yet there was absolute silence, Madam President. And after silence, a vicious assault and attack was made on opposition senators. Senator Vieira spoke out vociferously in defense of his colleague, and he did it again today, Senator C. Prasad, which is his right. But whether Senator Vieira was in agreement with the opposition senators or not, in asserting a point of conflict of interest on the part of the said senator that the Honorable Senator sought to defend against today, why did he not simply voice such a position in the college? Why he could not rise and indicate to the chairman of the college at the material time that he had some challenges? Madam President. Madam President, rather than proceed to attack the members of the opposition and train his guns particularly on Senator Jayanti Lakshmi-Dayal, citing wholly irrational and erroneous references to the said senator appearance as an advocate attorney at law before the courts in a matter which served the benefit of the country by clearing up errors of law committed by the Attorney General and the government of the day. Why did Senator Vieira choose to attack and then bring this motion after the attack was launched against Senator Jayanti Lakshmi-Dayal? Neither Senator Vieira, Madam President, or his colleague, Senator Paul Richards, attempted in any manner to indicate their respective positions on the proceedings before the Parliament so as to allow the rest of the country to digest their arguments. Instead, Senator Vieira decided to go public and unleash what I can only describe, Madam President, as his petulance and sanctimonious outrage in the media. In so doing, Madam President, the senator has entered the political gael. And that, to our mind, is conduct that is unbecoming of a senator.
So, Senator Mark, I think I have to point out to you your contribution is going down a particular route, and I have to advise against it. This motion is not a motion tabled against Senator Vera. And I would ask you, please, to understand what is before us and confine your comments and be relevant to the motion.
So, Madam President, Senator Vieira, in his contribution, said that that is Senator Vieira, received calls and support from ambassadors, judges, not once, but twice, and MPs for the stance that the gentleman, the senator, took up in his defense. And the question that has to be asked, who are these judges of the Court of Appeal, Madam President, that the senator spoke about in his contribution? Why did the senator choose to bring members of the Court of Appeal, judges of the Court of Appeal, into our debate today? Well, if the Honorable Senator has brought in judges of the Court of Appeal in this debate, then he owes a duty of care to identify those Court of Appeal judges who supported his position against the United National Congress. Because what the member is saying, Madam President, is that appeal court judges, by implication and innuendos, are involved in the politics against the opposition. I'm saying that is the conclusion
Senator,
that one could draw.
Senator Mark.
Okay, Madam.
No, hold on. You are not confining yourself to the standing orders. You know that, and I would ask you, please, to drop what you are saying now and move on.
Madam President, I am responding to what Senator Vieira said.
I know that you are responding. I have heard everything that has been said in this chamber. I allowed you to say what you wanted to say, but you're carrying it a little too far, and I'm asking you now to stop.
Can I go now to the ambassadors? Because he made mention of ambassadors.
You may.
Yes. So what I'm saying, Madam President, when you bring ambassadors into the picture, into the arena, the Honorable Senator would need to identify, Madam President, who are these ambassadors that consulted with him and supported his call against the opposition. And then he goes on further, Madam President, Senator Vieira, by saying...
Senator Mark, a point of order has been invoked.
He's misrepresenting my statements. I said that they simply indicated that they were concerned about what went on at the sitting of the Electoral College.
Madam...
Could I just ask members, please, Senator Lutchmedial, Senator Roberts, if a point of order is being invoked, please allow me to determine the matter. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Madam President.
Continue, Senator Mark.
Madam President, all I'm saying is that whether the Honorable Senator is saying that these gentlemen who are ambassadors refer to the matter of the Electoral College, I am just simply saying, Madam President, it is quite unfortunate that in support of his weak arguments and his frivolous motion, the members sought to find sustenance and support by calling or referring to ambassadors. And I'm saying that if he went that far, he should go further by identifying, but I am guided by you. Madam President, the member also talked about MPs. He did not say, Madam President, if they are elected MPs or nominated MPs. But he did indicate that MPs contacted him and expressed their outrage and disgust over what happened in the Senate or in the Electoral College. So the question that has to be asked, Madam President, is this: can Senator Vieira, in an effort to ensure that there is transparency and openness in this whole exercise, who were these MPs that contacted Senator Vieira? Were they senators? Were they elected MPs? And the view that the UNC, the opposition, and I want to tell this Honorable Senate, and through you, Madam President, to Senator Vieira and Senator Paul Richards, and all those who may want to attack the opposition. We represent combined over 309,000 citizens in this country. I do not know how many people Senator Vieira represent. All I know, he was appointed by Her Excellency. And Madam President, I want to make it very clear. The very structure of our Constitution is being challenged by this frivolous and vexatious motion. Inherent in our Constitution, Madam President, is the concept of the separation of powers. And there is in our Constitution a provision for the leader of the opposition and for an official opposition. So when you hear, Madam President, an independent senator, Madam President, the whole concept behind a Senate of independent men and women who are like 9 individuals and 9 republics is to bring balance and sobriety and proper reflection to legislation that comes before this House at all times. And at the end of the exercise, Madam President, you deal with the public interests. That is what's supposed to guide these 9 individuals. Not to come at opposition members. Madam President, I've done my research and I've looked at Australia as an example. When you are bringing motions of censure, it's like the government bringing a motion of censure against the opposition. And now we have a second opposition party. Well, I wouldn't say opposition party. I can't say opposition party. We have an independent senator who, Madam President, I got the impression when the Honorable Senator was speaking, as if he was attempting to speak, I may be wrong, on behalf of the independent bench. I got that distinct impression. And I'm saying if I'm wrong, you can guide me. But I got that impression. And all I'm saying, Madam President...
Senator Mark, if you got that impression, but articulating it in the manner that you have is imputing improper motives. So I would ask you, please, to move along in your contribution.
Yeah. So, Madam President, what we are saying is this. It is extremely dangerous, Madam President. If you look at the motion that is before us, what is the goodly senator seeking to achieve, Madam President? Senator Vieira. Senator Vieira, in his motion, talks about abusive and malicious assertions. And Madam President, what is this malicious and abusive assertion the senator is referring to? He hasn't proven that. He quotes from the Hansard, somebody saying shame, shame, shame. and somebody saying, singing for his supper. Well, he says unparliamentary. Madam President, I think that the senator has missed the mark. And then there's language in the recital here, Madam President, where the senator talks about obstruct, impede, influence, interfere with independent senators. Madam President, this motion that is moved by this honorable senator, he is speaking and the language is clear. He speaks on behalf of the independent senators. The honorable senator did not speak for himself. In the language of the motion that before us, he talks about independent senators. Did, Madam President, the independent senators caucus? Did the honorable senator get the authority of all independent senators to put their names down here? Madam President, it was a total collective that the honorable senator...
Senator Mark, I just cautioned you on this line of... Please, I'm going to ask you to move on. Please, and don't let me have to caution you again.
So, Madam President, what we are arguing here is that when we examine the contents of this motion, we are saying, Madam President, this motion really does not represent a motion that should emanate from an independent senator. Madam President, when the motion talks about censuring, be it resolved that the Senate censure the unparliamentary conduct of the opposition senators, who by threats or molestation have attempted to obstruct, impede, and influence independence in the performance of their duties. Madam President, this ought to have been a privilege motion. Because a privilege motion, and the Honorable Senator talked about it in his release to the media, or his conversation, when he made reference to contempt. And I don't know if he got confused, but to bring into a private member's motion the whole concept of a privilege motion have us thinking as to whether the Honorable Senator confused the issues. When you are seeking to censure, Madam President, all opposition senators, we are in the minority. The standing order says that we must be protected by the Parliament. Here in the Parliament, you have a motion against the minority of 6. And Madam President, you literally have like a coming together. I'm going to say ganging up, but I know you might say that might be not proper.
Madam President, 46-6, please.
Madam President, this is what is happening.
Just 1 second.
46-6 and 46-1, please.
Well, Senator Mark, I will ask you, please, you're nearing the end of your contribution. If you have any new points, you can make it, or you should really just be wrapping up at this stage.
Madam President, I don't want to query you. I don't want to question you. We are the ones in this driver's seat here, meaning this motion is against us. The member who moved this motion made a lot of inflammatory statements. The one who responded that is acting, he made. Now the opposition, who have to respond to both, it seems to me that we are not being given the opportunity to defend ourselves. Whilst, for instance, the Senator Vieira was able to have a free ride. I'm not saying you give him a free ride.
Senator Mark, just 1 second. You are now questioning the authority. Please withdraw it. Yes?
I withdraw.
And move on. Okay? You have been speaking for over 30 minutes. All right? So you can just try and wrap up your contribution.
Madam President, I am saying to this Honorable Senate that this matter that is before us is highly dangerous. That is what I am saying. And I'm also arguing, Madam President, that when we look at what is before us today, we are seeing a clear attempt by Senator Vieira to undermine the role and functions of the legitimate elected opposition in the Parliament of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. That is the point I am making. And I'm saying, Madam President, we have a responsibility to go through this motion and to demonstrate to you the weaknesses of this motion and why we need greater transparency. For example, Madam President, I would have thought that when Senator Vieira came to this podium to speak, that Senator Vieira would have declared his interests. I would have thought, Madam President, in the interest of transparency, we would have been able to hear from Senator Vieira, who has brought a motion against the opposition, whether the Honorable Senator sits on any government state boards or any government subcommittees, or whether him or his firm are in receipt of government legal briefs. Because there could be a conflict of interest, Madam President, in this matter.
Senator Marcus, a standing order is being invoked. Yes, sir.
46.1 and 46.6.
Senator Mark, you are imputing improper motives to Senator Vieira. I cautioned you earlier in your contribution that this motion is not about Senator Vieira. And I cautioned you earlier. I will ask you, please, as one final caution, to abide by my rulings.
Madam President, I will always abide by your ruling.
Senator Mark, you have 5 more minutes.
Madam President, I will always abide by your ruling. What I would like to say, Madam President, is that this matter before us, this motion before us, is a clear and frontal attack on the freedom of speech and the freedom of conscience, which is guaranteed in our Constitution. Madam President, I want to quote Erskine May's 4th edition, page 222, under the broad rubric, Freedom of Speech in Debate. Subject to the rules of order, Madam President, I quote, in debate, a member may state whatever he thinks fit in debate, however offensive it may be to the feelings or injurious, Madam President, to the character of individuals. And that member is protected by parliamentary privilege from any action of defamation, as well as from any other question or molestation. Madam President, the point I'm making is that we in the Parliament are entitled to freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And if the member had a challenge, Madam President, with what he considered to be unparliamentary conduct and behavior and abuse and questions of bullying, I don't know how he could come up with this term. Who was trying to bully who? Who was trying to bully who, Madam President? That is what I asked. So when you try, Madam President, to undermine by your actions and by this motion that fundamental right of freedom of speech in this Senate and in this Parliament, what the member is attempting to do indirectly without understanding it is to perpetuate an assault and an attack on our very Constitution. That is what the member is attempting to do. And there is legal protection, Madam President, in our Constitution for the parliamentary opposition. And therefore, we need to understand the role of an opposition in a democratic state. You cannot bring a motion of censure. We are not in charge of the government. The government is in charge of running the country. So if anybody is to be censured, it's not the opposition, it is the government. You bring a motion against the government, Madam President, because they are the ones who are spending the resources of the country. But you bring a motion against the opposition, and under best parliamentary practice, the opposition has a critical role to play in bringing the government to book and holding the government to account. But no, Senator Vieira is not concerned about holding the government to book or bringing the government to book. He is not interested in bringing the government to account or the executive. The honorable senator is more interested in bringing the opposition to book. So, Madam President, he talks about a forbidden city, a forbidden area. Madam President, I would say, Madam President, that Senator Vieira has to be very careful. Because when he talks about a forbidden city, or do not get into these forbidden areas, I want to remind the honorable senator that those who live in glass houses ought not to throw stones. And because you have advised us that this motion is not about the gentleman.
Senator Vieira.
Senator Vieira, yeah, I beg your pardon. Senator Vieira, I want to put him on notice that we will be going further. We will be exposing this senator, Madam President.
Senator Mark, I am sorry. Your time is up. That's not what I'm sorry about. I'm actually sorry that you are not abiding by my rulings. And okay, but your time is up. Senator Richards.